Hello and welcome to this edition of the WT Coaches Show. I'm your host, Kelton Weens, and I'm here with Buffalo football head coach Mike Nesbitt. Now, Coach, last Saturday you went to McMurray University and won a wild 90-57 game, and your offense was really clicking that day.
They really were. I thought Dustin Vaughn did a great job of just shuffling the ball around through some different guys and really taking what they were giving us. They dropped the 8 in the coverage a bunch of times and had to hit the check down, and the running backs did a great job of getting open and working, and some good runs after the catch. And then our run game was something that was really good to see in the third and fourth quarter. That O-line was kind of gelling up a little bit and did a good job.
Coach, against McMurray, your defense gave up 708 yards of offense to the Warhawks. What changes are you making defensively this week?
Well, really a bunch of changes this week because we're playing the triple option, so we're not going to see anything that you saw last week defensively. But going into the game, I told the guys defensively, and it's tough because this offense, the air raid stuff that's the way it's built. They're just going to keep throwing the football and nickel and diming it and throwing it, and the quarterback's going to get the ball out of his hands, and that's just the way it is. And they had some really good coaches on their staff that knew how to run it and knew what to do with it. And that's just the nature of that beast. You just got to be willing to understand that it's not the yards, it's the points. Make sure you don't give up enough points to get beat, and that's what we did.
Earlier this week, the regional rankings came out for the first time this season, and Buffalo football was 5th. What do you make of that ranking?
Well, it's probably where we deserve to be right now, with the one loss against Tarleton and not playing Midwestern yet, and that game's still sitting out there, and another conference game with Eastern New Mexico. I mean, it's probably where we deserve to be in a tough region and stuff like that. So we're just going to keep battling, and we're in the tournament right now. We just got to hold that spot and hopefully improve it.
Coach, you've got Eastern New Mexico coming to Kimbrough this weekend in the Wagon Wheel game. Tell us your thoughts about that game.
Well, it's always a neat event, watching the kids and the excitement of the Wagon Wheel and some of the pregame stuff that's going to go on. I guess there's a big helicopter and some things that are going to be flying in and some things going on, and I think it'll be an interesting day for everybody to get out and see it. It's always a lot of fun, and watching the guys celebrate and get after it and do all that stuff.
Now, this isn't your first Wagon Wheel game. What's your best Wagon Wheel memory?
Oh, well, there's a couple, like we were just talking about off camera. We had a Wagon Wheel game where we had a guy get hypothermia, and then we had a Keithon Fleming sighting when we were 1-5, and Keithon Fleming comes running down the ramp. That might be one of the best ones, and it was snowing and cold that day, and we played really well. But I think just the intensity of both teams, because both schools really understand the importance of the game and the history of it, and I think that's something that's fun, and their coaches know it because they've been in it before and either have played in it or been around it, and so it's fun for both staffs and the players and everybody. So it's just going to be a lot of fun to see.
Coach, thanks for your time today and good luck this week.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on this edition of the Coaches Show. For Coach Nesbitt and the WT Sports Network, I'm Kelton Weens.